I want to start a production of antiseptic, people call Dettol, and there are processes and things that you need for this production. First of all, you have to make sure that you protect yourself from chemicals by using nose mask, hand glove, and the rest. And then what I have here, I have a caustic soda. I'm not using all, don't mind the write-up. I have IPA. I have my castor oil. I have my caramel color. I have here my pine oil. And I have here Pcmx, this Pcmx, or you call it Zelenol, or people call it, but it's paramethyl chlorozelenol. This is a Zelenol. That is what I'm going to use for this production today. So I'm going to make use of these products. So the first process for producing what you call antiseptic, or the other people call it Dettol, you have to do what we call the steam. You can see that there's a hot water, and then from that hot water, and then I'm going to have my pot, which I put a measured up water. I've measured up the water for this production. I'm going to do just half a liter, 50 ml. This is how it is. So I've measured up my water, the measurement, which I'm going to post online. The next phase is this. Once this water is get to a certain temperature, I'm going to put my caustic soda in this. You know, one thing you need to know, that you have to use the stainless steel, because caustic soda reacts with aluminium. Anything aluminium, caustic soda will react with them. So you have your scale to measure out the quantity you want. And this one, I'm going to post it on my channel for you to see how this process is being taken care of. Please, you have to be very careful when you're handling chemicals. See, I'm using castor oil for this production because you know the importance of castor oil to the skin. It helps to emulsify the skin. It helps. It doesn't allow for evaporation, evaporation on your skin. So you have to use the castor oil. It also helps to nourish the skin, and it also is a healer. It can heal wound if you have wound on the body, and a lot of function and importance of castor oil. There are so many importance of castor oil, which it's not what I want to analyze here. Please, you have to differentiate the color of castor oil. That means you have to mark all your chemical. You can see that if care is not taken, somebody will mistake pine oil for the castor oil. You can say it's clearly marked. And another thing you need to know about castor oil is very, very thick compared to pine oil. So that is another thing. And secondly, you can use smell, because the pine oil has a distinctive smell and the castor oil has its own oily smell. So you have to consider this when you are trying to put the chemicals together. And somehow maybe you did not label it, you did not label the chemical, but you still want to differentiate them. This will go a long way to tell you that it's coming. So I have to measure up. So I have my measurement can here. This is how I measure my thing. This is a measurement can, and then I have the scale, which you have to use to scale your products. After, you have to scale them. And secondly, you see, a lot of people made a mistake when they are doing production. When you are doing production, you have to test the pH. So you have to test the pH or whatever thing you are doing. So I have here my pH paper. My pH paper is very, very important, necessary, very, very necessary, because while you're producing, you have to know that the pH of your production, especially when you're doing something like antiseptic, you should fall between 8 and 9. the pH should form between 8 and 9. So for you to really get that, you have to make sure that your caustic and your oil is fully saponified. That is for saponification. There must be saponification. So, and since I know my measurement, I go ahead. But I think that if you cannot get it, there's what we call saponification chart. You can use saponification chart to really get the amount of caustic you need to use. And that amount of caustic you need to use, please, you have to remember that when you're passing through the chart, there's what we call superfatting. You have to know the quantity of the caustic you need to superfat. So that is not what we are in for today, but we're going to do that some other time in my next video. Thank you very much, and we're going to start the processing and then keep on posting it.